Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is one of my favorite PS5 games. It's one of the most fun, creative games I've played in a while, and there's so much to do with the game. And that's why I want to break it. Today, I want to show you guys some of the most fun, ridiculous, and downright game-breaking glitches in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. The first glitches I want to show off are some of the more minor ones. I'm going to save the more useful or major ones for closer to the end. Oh yeah, and if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This glitch happened to me on one of my playthroughs where you would just be stuck in the floor after rescuing some of the monks in Savali. You just straight up spawn in the floor when the cutscene ends. I don't know why it happens, but thankfully the portal sucks you out of it. But it was kind of scary for a second. If that didn't happen, I would just be stuck there. Here's another random clip. I was on Savali fighting the bone goons when the floor just didn't load for some reason. You can even see the textures aren't as high res as other textures, and so I fell through the floor and died. NPCs doing weird things are almost always in games, and Rift Apart isn't an exception. I saw these two bots inside each other in the club, so that was kinda weird. I just stared for the next 30 seconds. There was this other weird thing with Skid where he would run in this direction. I would jump up and all of a sudden he would be standing there waiting for me, and I now know he's a demon. Sometimes there's this rare bug where enemies are invincible. Their getting hit animation still plays and everything seems right, but they will never die. It doesn't matter what you do or how you do it, they will not die even though the animation still plays. And this went on for about for a good 3 minutes of me just trying to find anything to blow the ship up, but nothing would work. It also seems like the enemies won't attack you either, at least, but it seems like you're also soft locked unless you restart or die. Okay, now some super cool out of bounds stuff. This out of bounds is actually an Easter egg that the devs wanted you to find, which I can't believe I'm saying that, and it's real. On the first level of the game, when you get to the part where Nefarious is talking to a goon, kill all of the goons, but make sure not to hit the luggage, because we need that, and if you hit it, then we can't get to the out of bounds area. You have to jump on the luggage, jump to the glass, and slide on the glass to the very edge and jump right at the end of it. Jump on this other glass and make sure to sprint at this wall. Jump, double jump, wall jump onto this lamppost. And that's the hardest part. So now just jump over here, wait for the boxes, and jump to the other side. Now you can go through this wall jump up here, and you'll notice that there's some ammo and bolts up here. They're fully interactable, and then there's this chair. You can bounce on it, and now there's this Ratchet and Clank arcade machine with a couple other chairs. You can't interact with it, but it's still kinda cool that they even put this here for you to find. In Zordon Prison, right when you get off your ship, there's two boxes over here. Jump on them, and then come over to this crane. It might not look like it, but you can get on the crane. And it's pretty fidgety, but once you get up, jump to the part with the cable, which should have no collision. Then just jump to the right and you're successfully out of bounds. You can go all the way to the end of this, but there's no collision, so just fall through. But also, since there's no death plane, you're free to just swim around going through pretty much anything you feel like. It doesn't have much use, but it's still pretty interesting to explore this place. There's this weird pause glitch with the PlayStation Home menu where you put photo mode to one of the shortcut D-pad buttons through controller and shortcut settings in Rift Apart. Then when you press that button, hold down another button, preferably L2, and make sure to hold L2 down for this entire process because otherwise the glitch won't work. Press the home menu for your PlayStation. You'll have to select one other thing since we want to press circle to close something while staying on the home menu. Basically, we're trying to exit photo mode. And when you finally do exit photo mode, you should have this side effect where you're still playing the game, but the game thinks you're still paused since you're in the PlayStation menu. Sometimes there's side effects to this, like the game freezing, so that's pretty cool. There's another way where you pause the game and hold L2 while doing pretty much the same thing as photo mode. One time I was messing around with it, and I accidentally muted the entire game except for Ratchet grunting. It's so sinister and quiet. You can just talk to the NPC to get it fixed, but if you want to feel completely isolated in this game, well, this glitch is for you. I don't know what exactly triggers this, but on the first level where you're grinding towards Nefarious, it's possible to fall off the grind rails. This electricity specifically seems to be the part that causes it, since it should damage you, but it doesn't, and instead just kicks you off the rail. And since there's no death plane, you fall forever. Everything gets pretty weird, but you can see these floating islands. If you want to torture yourself and glide all the way to them, they're actually solid. They're islands for the devs, and so they're pretty basic, but it's still pretty interesting to see them here. This glitch is one of the fastest ways to move in the game, and all you need for it is the hover boots. Basically, you have to be at full boost and have to be holding the L2 button when pressing square. You have to find a wall and brush up slightly against it. Hold L2 and press square. If you did it right, you'll go flying, and that means there's parts of the game you can straight up skip because of it. When you're done with the trials on Savali, you can do the glitch on this rock and you'll go flying to the giant robot thing. You have to come back around and jump right off of this boost pad, and it's pretty useful since it saves some time for speedruns, and it also looks pretty cool too. Now I'm going to show you how to get to the Vault of Knowledge early. This would be super useful in speedruns, but unfortunately it doesn't trigger a cutscene. But if you still want to see it just because it's cool, you want to go to this part of the map and climb these rocks. It's a little fidgety and you have to use wall jumps, but it's doable. Once you're up top, you want to use your hover boots to come over this way where you'll find an invisible wall. You can just jump over that and come over this way. Here's where it gets kinda tricky. You have to jump here and go through the ground while hugging the wall. Go back through this wall and you'll find this big rock that goes upwards. Climb it and then hover boost over to these rocks and make sure to hug the wall here too. And this is the trickiest part. You want to jump off and phantom dash through this rock that's not solid and then glide. You should reach this rock just barely and climb up it. If you see this water falling, then you're good. Make your way to the left and try to find this specific rock. When you find it, if you look down, then the Vault of Knowledge will be right there. Now you can just jump down and check it out. You can now stand on where you shouldn't be standing, and no cutscene will interrupt. This last glitch is by far the most game breaking. It can give you infinite jumps and skip some boss fights. You also want photo mode to one of the D-pad shortcuts for this. Basically, you want to press the button that opens the map and hold the shortcut button for photo mode. Then press the map button again to close it, and the camera will freak out and jump to the top of the map. Right now, the game thinks that it's on pause when it's still actually paused, which can have interesting effects. One of these effects is infinite jumps. If you jump and use your ground pound, then activate the photo mode glitch, wait about 2 seconds or until the screen shakes, and then the game will think that you landed on something and resets your double jump and phantom dash. This can also sometimes crash the game, but that's just a side effect. But again, now you have infinite jumps and it can be pretty hard, but it's also very useful and can get you to places that you should never be. So enjoy messing around with it. This last one I couldn't get to work, but I know it's possible because of this clip where the boss basically kills himself. This works with a lot of juggernauts in the game, and the one I'm doing is in the beginning of Nefarious City with the Juggernaut boss battle. What you want to do is come up to where the cutscene triggers and then do the photo mode glitch. What happens is the game pauses where the Juggernaut is originally, but the cutscene keeps going. So when you see Ratchet say, "Where did you even come from?" unpause the game, and then the Juggernaut should be on the Nefarious statue still. He should just die, but I couldn't get it to work. And he'll jump down to fight you eventually, so then everything seems fine again. That's all the glitches that I have, and hopefully you got a new glimpse as to how broken this game can be. This video took a lot more work than I thought it would, so I really appreciate you watching it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day, night area where you are, and I'll see you later. I wonder what would happen if I did the photo mode glitch here. Let's see. Map. This thing. And... oh. Well, that's anticlimactic.